Okay, let's catch up on some of my shows. Let's see what we got here. Futurama. All right, let's try it out. Hey, whoa, hey, don't change the channel. It's me. Yeah, I got stuck in the TV somehow, and I don't know how to get out. It's a real Poltergeist to the other side situation over here. I prefer the newer one. Oh, wait, come on. They must have uploaded the wrong thing. Let's check out I Love You, America. I really am feeling Futurama. Let's go back to it. Let's see what's good. Oh, okay. No more jokes or references. I get it. I was thinking of one of the Conjuring movies anyway. But listen, I see you're using Hulu to watch stuff. Do you know who owns Hulu? Disney, Fox, NBC Universal, aka Comcast, and Time Warner, aka AT&T. Now it's mostly Disney. Many think the Fox acquisition marks an end for the streaming service because Disney and Comcast wouldn't want to co-own Hulu together. Others suggest it'd be best for Comcast to stay in the hard-to-get-into streaming game with their investment in Hulu and not start a service that would fail like good old CISO did. Today, we'll look at both sides of the coin. All of this because Comcast wanted Fox, but bowed out of the battle with Disney in order to acquire Sky. Now that we got the cold open out of the way, how's about you get to work on getting me out of this dump? Oh, come on.
It's news time. Delivering to you the news you didn't know about, the news you didn't care about, and the news you didn't know you cared about. With host, Chad White. Now, here's that host, Chad White.
During March Madness and the NBA playoffs, Hulu should dedicate a section of its app to basketball called Hulu Hoops. I'll see myself out. Just kidding, I have a show to do. Welcome back to News Time. I'm your host, Chad White, and this is the streaming acquisition news that you didn't know about. Just last week, I put out a story depicting Fox Broadcast Company's new goals for their broadcast network. A little less commercials, a little more co-owning their shows, one foot right in front of the other. Now Fox is back in the news, and it's not because their cable news counterparts said something else stupid. Well, I mean, yeah, that happened too because, come on, it's Fox News. But FBC is in the news for a different reason.
Fox has decided it will, as many had expected, it might sell its 39% stake in Sky to Comcast. If you recall, of course, over the weekend, a significant battle between Comcast and Fox took place in which Comcast prevailed at a price of $17.28. That's in British pounds. And given that price, Fox is taking advantage of it to sell the 39% stake in Sky that it has held for quite some time. Of course, it came out on the losing end of trying to buy the 61% that it didn't already own. Originally had a deal to acquire that at $10.75, and subsequently with the back and forth getting as high as $17.28, a price at which it will sell. That will be significant proceeds to Fox and hence its acquirer Disney when this deal is completed, perhaps as much as $15 billion given that 39% stake and what is being paid for it.
That's right. After months of what no one would call an interesting series of tumultuous back and forth, Fox sold its huge stake in UK cable provider Sky to Comcast. For those not in the know, Sky is a European-based cable provider that is essentially their version of Comcast. The company has over 23 million subscribers and counting, except Sky differs from their American counterpart in a way that must be infuriating to their new owners. Comcast is losing customers quarter after quarter. A multitude of factors contribute to both facts, such as Sky's ability to exclusively air Premier League football along its access to high-profile shows like Game of Thrones. With Fox giving up its 39% stake in Sky, this leaves new proud parent Disney with considerably less debt it was projected to take on from the 21st Century branch when the merger goes through, which means the $71.3 billion acquisition that also includes the likes of both the 20th and 21st Century Studios and Hulu will be less than the initial amount. If you're having a hard time grasping the concept, look at it like this. Say Atlanta's NPR station, WABE, is looking for a new podcast producer. This is true if some veteran producer from Earwolf applies but is expecting a salary of at least $53,000, and I apply with my similar yet less robust talents looking for more than $8 an hour, who would be the better hire? That's a trick question. They should hire me. That's right, WABE. Everything from the podcast even bleeds into this show. By the way, check out the application on all podcast services. We're pretty deep into this episode. You might be wondering what's going on. Okay, Fox's sale of Sky stock might be the best key to Disney's plans with Hulu. The streaming service was once owned by 3 of the 4 major broadcasters. Then came Time Warner, and its owners are all conglomerate corporations with one goal in mind: to create a true competitor to Netflix. Even if they don't explicitly say it, that's what they're aiming for. This is a fight that's been going on since the beginning of streaming time. Hulu was birthed in 2008, a time in which the only worries were how our terrorist president was eating a hot dog and wearing a tan suit. And now I'm on a list somewhere. But Hulu proved itself a worthy competitor. You know, even if it didn't do gangbusters. 20 million subscribers and 1 Drama Emmy win later, and trust me, that's the one that matters. Cement it as one of the 3 best options to stream TV out there. As I've said before, Disney's purchase of Fox includes Hulu, leaving them with the majority stake in the company, 60% to Comcast, 30%. Earlier this summer, the latter challenged the former's buyout of Fox with counteroffers, but it wasn't enough. Comcast then decided to no longer pursue something it obviously couldn't have. Oh, now I know what my ex meant. That's when the cable powerhouse turned its focus to Sky, a more attainable company that was ready for a commitment and wasn't afraid to call Comcast its boyfriend and not flirt with other prospective... Calm down, Chad. What did Dr. Lifshitz say? Where does all of this business leave Hulu? Deadline contributors Don C. Julminski and Dade Hayes would suggest its very livelihood is being threatened, and they're not wrong. With Disney looking to pull away from Netflix and drawing users to its own curated streaming service with a mix of new and old shows and movies, Hulu could become the bastard stepchild that mommy and daddy forgot about. Analysts speculate everything from Comcast giving up Hulu to counter the cable losses it experienced, leaving Disney with the upper hand in streaming thanks to Hulu, the future Disney-based streaming service, and ESPN Plus, to Comcast keeping its shares and taking the financial hit on purpose. Why would they do that exactly? Why would they stay in streaming spaces in a joint venture with their biggest enemy? Because streaming is difficult to get into. Really, really difficult. No streaming service since Netflix has gained a similar foothold as the new way to watch TV. Not even semi-major competitors can stack up to Hulu or Amazon. These 3 networks are some of the most powerful in the industry today. Comcast tried streaming, and it failed miserably. Remember the 90 videos I did on CISO? Yeah, rest in power. Plus, if Comcast stays, they'll lose less money year over year compared to both Disney and Netflix, so it's kind of a win. What Disney needs right now, though, is continued support for Hulu. Anything they do could piss Comcast and AT&T off. Disney needs their shows to live on Hulu alongside their own, because without growth, Hulu dies. So both companies are invested right now. Earlier this year, Disney was a little antsy and wanted to sell its own stake in Hulu, but their new digital strategy for 2019 hints that the service is a much needed part of their reach all consumers plan. And Hulu also has something Netflix has yet to conquer: live TV, so it can compete with services like Sling and YouTube TV. Disney and Comcast are playing a slow game of chess, and Hulu isn't the horsey. No, it's the most important piece on the board, the queen. Because hey, God is a woman. And that's all the news I have for you for this week on News Time. Why don't you subscribe and check out one of our other videos? Of course, you can always have the website cpluscomedy.com, where there's going to be some interviews coming up. You can always follow us on Twitter at cpluscomedy. Follow me on Twitter at ChadBlackWhite. Like us on Facebook. Listen to the Constitutionals podcast. And now the application, where I try to get hired by WABE. And am I still in this TV world? Okay, well, I want to call Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson. And I've been blocked. All right.